Okay. Hi, Priyanshu.
Hi, Manish.
Hi, sorry. So, can we start with a quick intro, Priyanshu? What all you have done so far in your career, and
Sure.
give me a good.
Cool. So, my full name is Priyanshu Upadhyay, and I completed my schooling from Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan. After completing my 10th standard in 2018, I stepped into the corporate industry, and from 2018 to till now, it's been 6 years. Um, I worked with different organizations, almost like 5 to 6 organizations with different kind of businesses like Premier Partners, Consider's enterprise businesses. Also trained the Consider's team too. In the whole business way, whatever I worked, the major technologies were Exchange, security and compliance, Entra, little bit of server, Teams, SharePoint, and all. So in my Exchange, mostly about the migration, mail flow, Outlook, these kind of issues in security compliance, maintaining the compliances, and making sure that all the defending defender related case and all should be figured out and fix it up. And same about the Entra ID and about the servers. Servers are mostly related on the way of the migrations and all. Not specifically, I worked on the servers along with the migrations part. So that's all about the technologies I worked on, and yeah, that's it.
Okay. So, have you worked on Quest migration tools by any chance?
Yeah, I worked on Quest migration tools.
What sort of an experience do you have in total?
Total of like with the Quest.
Yes.
Uh, it's been 2 years, approx nearly two. Yeah.
Yeah. 1 year, roughly. You're saying 1.5 year.
Yeah, 1.5, like nearly to two. Yeah.
Mhm. And how many mailboxes have you migrated using Quest itself?
So there was not too much of mailboxes. It's around like 500 to 600. The team was not too big, and but yeah. See, I worked for.
This was over a single project, or there were multiple projects that you worked on for migration?
So the migration, like personally, which I worked for that Quest, like using the Quest, was for my own company when I was working as the internal IT team, and we need to migrate migrate the mailboxes and all with for the two sister companies and all. So the users was less, like 500 to 1,000 users, and it was done within the a week or something. Like there was not such a big project which take more than a week, but yeah, within a week everything was done. So I used to take the ETA of 60 hours, 1 week for that, and the remaining hours used to be for the planning and deciding if something goes unwell. Then that moment, those hours was helpful for us.
Okay. And how many people were involved from your team? Were you doing it alone? Was there a large team? How was it?
It was like about to 3 people, one me and used to be one of the senior architect, and one person used to be the manager. Manager used to take care of the ETAs and all, but me and my senior architect used to work together.
Okay. And were you doing most of the activities, or the architect was doing it?
Mostly the first initial phase was done by the me because I was the junior, like junior at that moment of time, and I used to do the major of the things. He used to take care of he used to eye on the every steps and what I used to perform. If by any chance some mistakes had been done, then my senior architect used to come and fix it up. Mostly while using the BitTitan and the Quest. So initially I started my journey with the BitTitan, then changed to the Quest. And when I changed to the Quest, multiple scenarios come across where I actually like messed up and all. So during that situation, he saved me from there. But it was just the early phase when I was doing with it.
Okay, and today you would say you have good expertise in Quest?
Yes, I have a good expertise. Reason behind, because it been only maybe to be very precise 1.8 when I worked personally, and rest of the years when I was support as a support engineer, I had seen multiple clients with different employee range. It can be 5,000 to more than of that, and they are using the Quest. Even they want suggestion like how to use the Quest and what exactly the pre-migration steps needed to be followed and other things.
So you are completely aware of
Yeah.
that as to how a migration can be done on Quest.
Right.
Okay, very well. And speaking of other things, you mentioned servers. So do you know how Hyper-V or VMware works?
So basically, in the terms of hybrid, I was saying the hybrid migration I had done from the native tool, like mostly from the Microsoft side, and I tried like even from the Quest we can do the forest to forest like migrations and all, but we are not supposed to do when I was working with the Microsoft as a support partner. So we are not supporting that thing. So never had a chance. Neither I had worked personally into it.
Okay. So what was the major, type of migrations that you have done using Quest?
Mostly about the mailboxes, like complete M365 migration, like which includes Active Directory and then SharePoint information, then Teams data, and Teams chat, Microsoft groups, mailboxes. So these kind of migration I had done.
Okay. You initially mentioned about servers. So have you worked on Hyper-V or VMware as well?
I like for the personal use case during my last organization was Web Synergies. So Web Synergies is just a payroll company. I was basically working for the Infosys, and it been a contractual time period. We need to establish the enterprise business over there. So after the 6 months, and the moment I joined from there, I also started my own, like creating the VMware's own virtualizations, setting up the firewalls, network traces. So it's been done, but on exploring my own, not on the industry level based or like doing for some organization stuffs. So whatever I done, it's for like personal use case and all.
And how does Quest, in your opinion, compare to a BitTitan or a Skycake or even native Microsoft options for that matter?
So it's totally like depends upon what is the use case of the user, like for what exactly use case the person wanted to use. I never worked on Skype, like Skype. You named
Skycake,
yeah, Skycake. Never heard even though. So, but yeah, I worked with Quest, ShareGate, BitTitan. Recently, I've been exploring
BitTitan, let's say. Yeah, let's compare it with BitTitan. How do you?
Yeah, so basically Quest is a cloud-based, same as the BitTitan, but in Quest we can migrate whole M365 tenant, including Mail, OneDrive, Teams, even the SharePoint things. In BitTitan, it was you can't migrate AD, but in Quest we can do it with the help of separate tool, and we have some limited features.
Can you migrate GPUs in Quest?
GPU.
Yeah. Group policies.
Yeah. I remember GPU.
Or delegated permissions.
Never tried though. So coming up with like assuming answers, I don't think so. Like never tried, so don't know.
What rollback strategies are available if a migration, let's say, fails midway?
Rollback strategy.
In Quest.
Yeah. No idea.
Okay. And would you say that you can preserve mailbox permissions, archive content, etc.?
We can preserve the mailbox content, even the archive.
Not the mail archive content, I meant. And shared mailboxes? About shared mailboxes?
For the normal mailboxes, we can do that, but for the shared mailboxes, yes, we can.
How do you think are PSTs and OSTs handled post migration?
PST and OST?
Yeah, handled post migration. How do you handle those in case of Quest?
Never tried.
Okay. How about SharePoint migrations? Have you ever worked on SharePoint migration?
Yeah, I've worked on SharePoint migrations, basically. So, like, it's been done through the ShareGate, not exactly from the
using Quest. Using Quest.
Using Quest.
You can't use multiple tools, right? Obviously, for one migration, you have to use one.
I tried, but
let's say you are doing, Quest on demand migration for tenant to tenant. How would you handle Teams and SharePoint migrations? What would be your strategy?
For the on demand, like migrations, tenant to tenant. Okay.
Yeah.
Majorly, we can the checklist we can do that the tenant actions, domain verification, licensing, and all with the permissions, then configurations. Then we can
That's okay, not a problem.
We can follow the migration process steps and all.
Okay. Do you know what kind of logs and audit trails Quest provides? Can I export those?
We can export the logs, but I need to go through the portal to check like what exactly. I don't remember for now.
Okay. And what sort of a throughput rate did you receive while using Quest in a large environment, let's say, or in a small environment? How many mailboxes per day you'd say Quest can handle?
The data I remember, like per day, it used to be like 2.4 GB. Like the much I remember, like it was a smaller.
That's 2.4 GB. That's it in a day.
And yeah.
What do you think is the average size of a mailbox in a typical organization?
If it's a bigger organization,
considering SharePoint as well,
it should be nearly 2 TBs.
So then you can't even export one mailbox a day.
Obviously, we can do that, but the one which I had tried was quite small.
That's fine. I asked you the throughput rate for Quest, not for what you experienced, but that's fine, not a problem. I guess that's pretty much. I just wanted to cover on Quest. See, this role is majorly for Quest migration, right? So we need someone who's, someone who's a ninja on Quest migration, right? Someone who could basically do it in their sleep. So no worries. I'll see if there's another role that you could be a good fit. You mentioned Entra ID and things like those, right? So you mentioned things on the exchange side of things. I understand that you work for Concentrix. Is it true?
Yeah.
Yeah. So majority of the talent that we see coming in from Concentrix is largely on the exchange side of things.
Right.
Is how I see it. So I can understand that you might have worked on the exchange side of things as well. No problems. This is fine. I'll pass on your CV to the right team, and if they need a person who's probably good with something, they'll reach out to you. Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one. See you. Bye.
You too. Bye. तू पागल है क्या? तू बार बार बीच में क्यों आ रही है? थोड़ा तो दिमाग लगा. इंटरव्यू चल रहा था, पीछे पूरा तेरा शक्ल दिख रहा है. पागल थोड़ी ना यार, चीजें बंद करके यहाँ पे कोने में बैठा पड़ा हूँ.